Okay, good morning, everyone. We're going to get right into the stock market analysis. No time to waste. So leave me a thumbs up, guys, if you find some value in the content, and I do appreciate that. All right, we're going to start off with the SPY. You can see here on the S&P 500, we are below the 50-day moving average now on the daily. Now, the day's not over, but we're below it. We are at, if I look at the hourly here, somewhat of some support, but I'm not so sure this is going to hold. Given the reaction that I've seen today, I think we're likely going to make some lower prices. So the way I did it is I actually reshorted triple Qs. I did that yesterday at the end of the day. You can see here we closed basically at resistance. And I was going to take a shot. I took a shot at resistance. The S&P 500 wasn't below the 50, but it was at resistance. So far, that's working out. And the other thing that I've been looking for longer term or bigger picture is that S&P 500 to get below the 50 and really close below the 50. Let's look here. You can see we're just slightly below it. That 50 is about 442.73, and we're below that now. So if if this can stick, we're probably going to see some more impulsive selling into the close today. So watch for that. I think if we're going to go lower, we've got some support down here at 436.11, and then we also have this red trend line all the way down here at 428. It's really not that far down from where we're at. It's about another 3% or so. I think that would make a lot of sense to tag that. If you can see here, that line is on the weekly chart, comes all the way back from the lows of 2009. So this is your bull market in the S&P 500. You can see all the times we held support. Then we broke up below it in 2018. And then the Fed basically has been providing stimulus ever since. So this is Fed pump here. And then this, obviously, here's your COVID drop. And then the Fed pumping right there. And you can see we've recovered the trend line right here. Pretty much a good part of the year we've just been grinding higher above the trend. But nothing impulsive. So come back, test the trend line, and we'll see. Obviously, bigger picture, we're looking for breaks of this trend line, but for now, we'll just look for a potential drop down to the trend line. Okay, so there's that. Now, keep in mind that the S&P 500 is just below the 50-day moving average intraday. So we'll see how the day closes. That's important. The algos, the buy programs might kick in and bid that thing back above the 50, and that's kind of all. I really wouldn't want to be shorting something if we bid back above the 50, at least the broad indices. Amazon, here's the FANG stocks. Really, when I look at these, Google's kind of grinding lower. No technical change, really. Microsoft is coming into some support right here on the daily, so that's sitting at about 298.84. A break of that would be a sell signal in Microsoft, so you want to look for that. Apple is coming down to this support level of 144.58 right in here. So that's the key level I'm looking for Apple to break to, add to a more longer-term short position. One thing about Apple is we had this trading range right in here. It's about right there. There's the top of the trading range. We broke above it briefly, but we failed and come back below. So that's a bull trap. Apple's back within this sideways trading range, and we now need to see a break of support to signal more downside to come. Facebook's been grinding within this bearish rising wedge here, and we are coming down to the bottom of the wedge. There's the 50-day moving average. You can see it's bounced off of that quite a while. There's a bounce, there's a bounce, there's a bounce, there's one, and we're at it right now. So we'll wait to see what happens on that. Again, I'd want to see a break of this lower trend line to initiate a sell signal on Facebook. All right, we do have the bearish rising wedge. We do have negative divergence, so I assume we're going to get that break of trend soon. But until we see it, then no dice on that one. Go through some of these short ideas just to touch base. So AMG, I'm short this one. Again, the sell signal came right there on that day. There's your uptrend line, negative divergence right there, indicating you're going to get a break of trend and we're going to start a downtrend. We got a break and it's just been doing these, it's been thrashing around. So we're kind of, we're profitable on this trade. We need to see this kind of give way and break. So watch for that. That's still looking good. BlackRock. So this one, again, here's your uptrend line off the March 2020 lows. And you had this bearish rising wedge here. We then got a sell signal on it really came right here. but a nice impulsive gap down and break right there. So there's your sell signal, and then you had a counter trend rally kind of against your position. But that negative divergence remained the entire time, and that's what kept me in the trade, is the fact that we kept this negative divergence, and these were just back tests into resistance. We then broke this minor trend line right here that it created on this back testing action, and then it's really just been straight down. You can see the selling's getting more impulsive now, so it's just pretty much going straight down at this point. So we don't have any real major support until we hit about 840.75. And you can see we had some reactions back there on this horizontal trendline support. So I'd expect we'll get at least a minor bounce there. And then your next sell signal would come on a break of that. So one way to play it is as we come down into there, you could cover. Again, not a lot of profit on this sell signal. So I think we're probably going lower. But you could cover, especially if you shorted on some of these back tests. Then I would definitely look to cover down here at this support, and then wait for a break of that trend line horizontal support for more downside. Okay, so here's EMR, Emerson Electric. You can see clearly your sell signal really came back here on the June 17th, and then we had a counter trend back test, and then we broke that counter trend, and we're pretty much heading straight down. So I don't see any support till we get down to about 93.52. And then I think it's very likely we're going to, consolidate there for a few days and then break more to the downside. So this one's still working, still looks good. And again, once, we've over the last couple days, we're down about 10% in a pretty quick period of time. So more selling in this one. I still like it as a short trade. Starbucks continues to sell off. Again, Starbucks looks like it's continuing this bear flag pattern. So here's your flagpole, and then you flag out, and then you continue. And the major target right now is setting up to be about 109.50, and it still looks like we're heading down that way. So I like it. I don't see any reason to exit the trade. I think we're heading there and probably lower, because you can see this is near-term support. We had some support right through here, but it's going to be another tag of that. I think we'll likely consolidate there and then break to the downside. And this long trade, KHC, you can see here that basically we're still holding. We had a buy signal back here on September 8th. We kind of been back testing this trend line support, but still holding above it. And you can see we're just kind of continuing to rally right there. So as far as I can tell, looks good. Looks like we hit that long-term support right here, which is 35.99. That I pointed that out as key resistance for many years. And then we broke above it right here. Nice impulsive breakout. We've been above it ever since. And recently we came down, undercut it just briefly, and have recovered it with a big impulsive buy signal right there. While doing that, while we were drifting lower, we had bullish divergence as well. You'll see here how I have that marked out. The momentum was moving up while the price was grinding lower. So it has all the indications that this is a good long. Nothing's going to guarantee it, but it definitely has. I can't find anything on the chart that tells me it's not a good long. So I like it. I think we're going higher. Target right now for this one is gap fill all the way up here at 47 or about $48. That's the target right now. That's really all I have, guys. So if you guys are new, leave me a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked out my stock market technical analysis course, I leave a link in the description below. So check that out if you're interested. I will catch you guys on Monday. Unless anything crazy happens, I'll likely just catch you on Monday. Bye.